What's good, everybody? This is John J Gaming on the mic here and coming at you with a brand new episode of the Coach Grossman Dynasty here on NCAA 14, featuring that college football revamp, of course, man. And we got our biggest game of the season yet. Number 3 Florida is who we're taking on. They are probably the best team that we've faced so far. They are A+ across the board, and so are we. So this thing is going to be a dogfight to the end. They're going to give us a huge battle, a huge test. We got to be ready for it, man. We played ranked opponents in the past, such as Kentucky, Tennessee, North Carolina, and Texas A&M. You know, but we haven't seen a team like Florida before. I mean, in spite of, you know, they have one fluke loss to Georgia, but other than that, man, this team is not to be messed with. So let's go ahead and jump into it, man. I can't wait to get on the field for this one, and I hope you guys are excited as well. If you are, make sure you go ahead, smash that like button, hit subscribe if you have to be brand new. And with that, I will see you on the field for the SEC Championship. Let's go ahead and hop into this thing, man. Let's get it. So let's go ahead and jump right into the SEC Championship game. And this is basically like a college football semifinal right here, because whoever wins this game is going to be making a trip to the national championship game, and we want to make sure that we take care of business. But this Florida team, man, it's no joke. They actually have similar athletes compared to us, so we actually might have a good game. No one has really been able to keep up with us all year. As Waller, he's actually going to go ahead. He gets some nice yardage on the run, and a 14-yard gain on that one sets up a 1st and 10. As now, handoff to Jones, who takes it upfield and runs into a couple of our defensive linemen. And Michael Jones will pick up a gain of 7, leading to a 3rd and short. See if our defense can make a stand early. Waller throwing over the middle and finds his receiver, Jeremy Wilson, for the 9-yard grab. And a 1st down for the Florida Gators, as they are slowly but surely moving down this field, going a little bit methodical. We'll see if we can finally get him off the field. Another 3rd down. Waller facing a little bit of pressure, looking towards the end zone, but batted away by Eric Smith, and we will get what we're looking for, getting them boys off the field. And now we start with our very first offensive possession of the evening, as we'll start with a play action to Nick Andrews, who actually does a nice job of breaking that tackle and fought forward for a couple more yards there. Managed to pick up 5 on that catch. Is now 2nd and 5 again. They send another blitz, but this time Jeremy Tate wide but naked open down the sideline. Can he get to the end zone? Not quite. Thought he was going to get into the end zone, but a 68-yard catch for Jeremy Tate. And now 3rd and goal. We're going to punch it in, finishing the drive. Yes, we do. Maurice Royal with the first touchdown of the SEC Championship game. And the Sooners strike first as the #1 team in America, taking a 7-0 lead. So now it's back in the hands of Florida, and Florida had a decent drive last time around. We'll see if they can get some points this time. As Waller looks over the middle, but Matt Mays intercepts it. And we get the face mask penalty, man. Let's go. Yup. Face mask. Yep, going the other way. We start this thing in their red zone, and we are certainly meeting the challenge that's in front of us here. Coach Grossman got them boys prepared, and now it's our time to shine as Maurice Royal breaks the tackle. That should have been a loss, but Maurice Royal, despite the lack of mobility, he just finds a way to make it work, and now we could make this a 14-0 game early. We'll see if we can punch it in. Givens with the handoff, but Givens will get smacked at the 1-yard line. So we don't get the touchdown that we are necessarily looking for, but what we do end up getting, we do at least come down with some points. And, you know, we're off to a really fast start here. 10-0 lead, can't complain about that whatsoever. It's now 2nd and 7 coming up. Waller hands it off again to Jones, and Jones turns it to a foot race. Matt Ratliff trying to catch him from behind, and eventually managed to do so, but a huge run for Michael Jones. That sets up a 34-yard gain. But can we get him off the field, though? 3rd and 9. Make him sit for a field goal. Waller looking over the middle, finds Johnson, and Johnson was all by himself. We sent the blitz, and they made us pay for it, man. We couldn't get to him in time. And now in the red zone here for Florida, looking for their first points of the day, as they once again target Johnson, who finds another space in our zone coverage. We didn't blitz that time around. And now 1st and goal. Backup tailbacks in the game. Michael King, who fumbles the ball, and look who fumbles on it. Cedric Bailey, who, if he stayed on his feet, that could have been a scoop and score. But you know what? I can't even complain, man. Defense coming to play, already forcing a couple of turnovers. As we are playing extremely well here in this first quarter of play, we will have a 10-0 lead. And we'll see if we can build upon that here in the second quarter. So we actually do end up getting a free and out following our attempt to do something after that fumble. So Florida, they got the ball back in their hands, and they actually got some pretty decent field position to work with moving forward. So got our work cut out for us here once again. The defense has been up for the challenge, but we can't be letting this offense consistently get good field position. They'll eventually make us pay for it. As Waller gets to the outside, he gets away from one defensive tackle and eventually is brought down by, I believe it was Nick Alexander who had that tackle. I wasn't too terribly sure. Either way, sitting outside the red zone, Florida not trying to get ran off the field and are looking for their first points of this SEC championship. It's now 1st and 10 coming up. Waller hands it off to Michael King up the middle. Breaks one tackle, but we do have someone come in and finish up the play. So now a few yards gained there. Make it 3rd and 5. As Waller in the shotgun. He's dropping back. Going to look over the middle. Finds Robinson and fights his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Florida. And the Gators of Florida University gets on the board for the very first time in this SEC championship game. And they will draw to just a few points from the #1 team in America. And now our offense has to go to work. Definitely a bad return. Starts us off inside the 15-yard line. So our work is certainly going to be cut out for us here, man, before we can even start thinking about getting some points on the board. Because now, 2nd and 1, looking over the middle, we find Jeremy Tate, who gets himself open and gets to about where the kickoffs happen, that 35-yard line. So not a bad start for our offense as we continue to exploit Jeremy Tate in the slot. They just aren't covering that middle of the field for some reason. And Tate is just one catch away from 100 yards on the day already. He's having himself a big performance. Going over the middle, looking for Sean Albert, though. Probably could have gone back to that Jeremy Tate again, but didn't do so. And now, 2nd and 10. Royal looking for someone to get open, but just nobody there. Fumbles the football. And thankfully, we do end up recovering it this time around, but man, not a spot that we want to be in. And definitely a weakness for Maurice Royal that can be exploited. He can't get out of the pocket very easily. He needs some help, from his receivers and whatnot. And with a 3rd and 33, I mean, can't really do much with 3rd and 33. So we're just going to run the screen pattern. It doesn't go very far, unfortunately. And It was a decent drive for us, but it doesn't lead to anything. So now we give Florida the chance to take the lead here in the second quarter. We'll see if they can do just that, as Michael King gets some great blocking on the outside. And once again, in Oklahoma territory, looking for the lead. Waller dumps it off to Moore out on the perimeter, gets it across the 35-yard line before running into Cedric Bailey, who will ultimately make the tackle. And Florida's been good on third downs too, 4 for 5 on the day. And we get the second third down stop in this ball game. Waller looking right, finds Jackson, and we do get him up into the air, but he still hangs on to the football anyways. You want to talk about some determination? We are certainly seeing that here from this Florida squad, trying to go to the national championship, but you know who else is determined to go? Brent Thomas, who understands the pain of not being able to go last year. We were very close to making that national championship, and we get a sack there, making it 2nd and 16. Waller will eventually pick up some yards on the ground on the read option on the very next play, but still 3rd and long here. And they've been good on third down conversions, but certainly we can at least stop at 3rd and 9, right? At least that's what I'm hoping for. As Waller, he's going to throw it out to Robinson again, and look at this. He fights through 5 separate guys and still finds the first down marker. I literally cannot make this up whatsoever. So now Florida's got a chance to take the lead here. They are very close to the end zone, as you guys can see here. Maybe mess around and take the lead. We'll see if our defense can step up. Waller dropping back, looking for somebody to get open. Can't find it, tries to scramble, but we do a great job of contain. And we get the sack there in order to make it 3rd and 9. Going to be sending 8 people into coverage this time. As Waller, they try to run the halfback draw, and we were ready for it. Our defensive line closes in a hurry, but the Florida Gators will go ahead and nod this thing up at 10 apiece. So we still have 1:07 left to play here in this first half before we do have to go ahead and jump into the locker room. As now we go into no huddle, still in a 5-wide set, as Royal drops back to throw, looking over the right-hand side, and it's nearly intercepted. Thought we had Nick Andrews open, but the safety baited us there and almost made us pay for it. So now, 2nd and 10, looking to the left, trying to get it out to Jeremy Tate, but that's thrown behind. And now we got 3rd and 10. Royal in shotgun, 3-wide set, 2 in the backfield. Looking over the middle, find Jeremy Tate, and that does put him over 100 yards receiving on the day. And a fantastic first half, gives him 120 yards. Next play, screen, Givens, blocking, we got it all, Givens, down the sideline, touchdown, Oklahoma! And the Sooners strike again with 43 seconds left to play, and the blocking was perfect. The execution was phenomenal, and we will take a 7-point lead. But can we hold this Florida offense back before we go into the locker room? 1st and 10, sending the blitz on Waller, trying to speed him up. Looks over the middle, finds Jackson. Jackson makes Nix Alexander, puts him on some skates, and now he's in a foot race down the middle of the field and is going to find the end zone. Touchdown, Florida. And just in a blink of an eye, this thing is going to be a touchdown. I mean, look at this pressure from Waller. I mean, he took one on the chin, but you got to give credit where credit is ultimately due. Stood tough in the pocket, found his receiver, and his receiver made a play, and it's all knotted up at 17 apiece. 32 seconds left to play in a half. Now it's our turn. Royal looking, gonna throw this thing deep downfield, and it's brought down by Nick Andrews. 37-yard grab. And a 1st and 10 awaiting. Royal under shotgun, looking over the middle, and it's Sean Albert. 1st down, Oklahoma. And we still have a couple of timeouts left to work. Royal looking to his left. He's got Aaron Atkins. Bang! Touchdown, Oklahoma! As Aaron Atkins wins on his one-on-one. Maurice Royal saw it. And it's just barbecue chicken up at that point. As Aaron Atkins is going to make sure that we go into the locker room of this SEC championship up by 7. We got a good one in store for you guys here. I'll see you guys later. So now we go ahead and jump into the second half of action here, as I've been going both ways here, man. We have not really seen either team really do much of anything, as we almost had the first big play of the half for the other team, right? We almost threw that interception. So let's see if we can get ourselves back on track here as we throw short to Sean Albert off of the slant pattern, and he will manage to pick himself up a gain of 11. Is now 1st and 10. Royal jumping back in the pocket. He's going to look to his right. He's going to find Sean Albert there. Nothing like a little scramble to the right to make a more open throwing lane. Bringing that all the way back from the walk-on Dynasty days with St. Thomas. For those of you that are OG supporters on the channel, man, you know what time it is. Sometimes you just got to do what you got to do, you know what I'm saying? But we got 1st and 10 coming up here. We're going to try to run it with Jeremy Givens. And Jeremy Givens, he got some space. And Jeremy Givens picks up a gain of 14. So another 1st down for the Oklahoma Sooners. As we'll run to the right-hand side, looking for Andrew Smith down the sideline. And Andrew Smith, another big run. And on the verge of the end zone. Royal looks over the middle, finds Sean Albert, and fumbles it. Milwaukee is going to recover from the Gators. And Florida might have a little bit of life here after all. As we got to check this replay real quick. Is that down? Let's take a look. Okay, Sean Albert was definitely down. The officials agreed with me for once. So we got a chance at the end zone here as we throw, trying to get it to Andrew Smith, but our offensive lineman got in the way. You absolutely hate to see it. As now we try to run for this 1st down, 3rd and 3. As Givens finds some space. Does he find the end zone? Not necessarily, but it's going to be inside the 1-yard line. Going to be awarding a running back, as we will hand it off to Jeremy Givens, who's in the end zone. Touchdown, Oklahoma. And the Sooners take a 2-score lead. And that was a methodical drive as well. That took a good portion of the 3rd quarter off the board. There's less than 4 minutes left to play in the 3rd before we jump into the 4th quarter, and in desperate need of a score. 1st and 10, going with the cover 4. Walker over the middle, but it's going to be intercepted. Nick Alexander makes a play on the ball, and that's the 3rd turnover of the day for the Oklahoma defense. That seam route was open, but just didn't put enough air under it, and Nick Alexander is going to make him pay for it in a big way. And now our offense back on the field. Been absolutely on fire so far, except forgot to catch the ball there. Definitely forgot to catch it there. And now 3rd and long, so we might not get anything from this drive. Hopefully we can find a way to get it going here, as Royal looks over the middle. Tough throw, by the way, for Jeremy Tate. That was not an easy hold or throw through. That could have easily been undercutted for an interception. But thankfully it's a 1st down instead, as Royal gets a little bit of an easier decision to make. Gets it out to Terry Cotton, who almost picks up the 1st down there. It's first catch of the day. Does have one dropped earlier. And now 2nd and 1. Looking for that 1st down again. Royal up forward, fighting forward and picking up a few more yards. And it just feels like we are just getting ourselves closer to an SEC title, our second one in the row. We've been pretty successful since joining the SEC conference, and ever since taking over Lincoln Riley, who coached before us. This team 2 years ago was 5-7. I still can't believe it. There's just too much talent on this team. Maybe the message got a little bit stale, and Jeff Grossman providing what truly needs to be done here is now. 1st and 10 again. Royal looking to try to get things going here. Another pass play. Looking for Sean Albert, but it's deflected away. Incomplete. And leading up to third and long, actually. Looking for another touchdown. Royal looks right. Gets it out to Aaron Atkins. He's wide, but naked open, and finds the 1st and goal. Third catch of the day for Aaron Atkins. And now looking to take a commanding lead. Givens, end zone, touchdown, Oklahoma. And the Sooners strike with a 3-score lead going into the final quarter of play. Let's get it, man. Needed that in the worst of ways. And now Florida in desperate need of a strike themselves. Davis over the middle, able to come down and make the catch. Gain of 17. Gators got to move down quickly. They don't have time on their side. Speed option to the left. It's Jones, who does get back in the game. He actually was a little bit shaken up, but he is back and coming with a vengeance there, as we have just 1 quarter left to play, but only 9 minutes separate us and our first national championship appearance as a head coach. And we're going to find out right now if we have what it takes to get to that national championship. First play of the 4th quarter, they try to run a halfback screen to Michael Jones, but it was well read. It was well covered. They never really had much of a chance to get much of anything going. And that was just a great reaction by our defensive line as well, reading that. So that's going to set up a 3rd and 15 here, as Waller needs a big play downfield and gets it out to Wilson. But Wilson cannot get to the 1st down marker. In desperate times, certainly call for desperate measures. 4th and 3. Waller looking over the middle, finds Robinson. Robinson, one way left to beat, can't beat him, as Matt Ratliff saves the touchdown saving tackle. But Florida stays alive and has a new set of downs to work with. 1st and 10. Waller, end zone! Almost intercepted, almost a score. Either way, no one was able to get their hands on that ball this time around. And we're going to run it back. 2nd and 10. Another pass attempt for Waller, who's running low on time, but gets it out to Hobbs. And Hobbs finds the 1st down, gets absolutely walloped, but will not fumble this football nonetheless. And a goal line spot for the Gators, who are in desperate need of a touchdown. Waller gets it out to Michael King, who nobody accounts for out of the backfield. A little bit of misdirection there. Makes it a 2-score game. So it's certainly not over yet. And we have to keep the foot on the gas pedal. We don't want to ease up right now. 1st and 10. Royal looking. Nowhere to go with it though. Tries to throw it away, but just simply runs out of time. And the 2nd sack of the day for Stephen Anderson makes it 2nd and 28. But a 5-wide set is the counter, as Royal trying to throw it over the middle of the field, but he also was going to get Hezzy's through. And suddenly an interception, the 1st turnover of the game for us, puts Florida in another goal line spot. We were looking for Brad Means there, but we did not see that defensive players shadowing us there. And it's going to make us pay for us in a big way, as Michael Jones breaks multiple tackles. And all of a sudden, guys, 1-score game. It's getting close, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to come down to that final buzzer, it seems like, as that buffer that we have is starting to disappear. And now this drive becomes extremely important. We gotta make sure that we get some sort of points on the board, or at the very least, take a lot of time off the clock. 1st and 10, going with a 5-wide set is Royal. Facing pressure right away, finds Nick Andrews though. Nick Andrews really has been somebody that has stepped up over the last few games. He's peaking at just the right time. Watch for him to be a real menace next season. But for now, it's the Jeremy Givens, Maurice Royal, and some of these other star players that I'm certainly going to be bound for the NFL when it's all said and done and this season is over. But for right now, 1st and 10, play action. Got a man over the middle. It's Nick Andrews once again who gets himself open. 19-yard catch down the field, and Nick Andrews is on the verge of a 100-yard day. We'll see if we find him one more time. 1st and 10, middle, end zone, touchdown, Oklahoma. And just like that, it's a 2-score game once again, as we threaded the needle with Jeremy Tate, who's been all over the field for this offense. And we'll see if that is what it takes to turn the lights off on Florida's national championship hopes, as we will go ahead and jump into it. Can Florida respond? 3rd and 3. Looks like you're going to be going under center. 3-wide set, tight end to the right. Johnson moving in motion. It's a play action. Waller looks towards the left-hand side, but it's intercepted. Matt Ratliff gets his hands on the ball, and it's the senior All-American playing in his second-to-last game of his collegiate career. And it's been a decorative one, as Matt Ratliff adds to the big resume that Matt Ratliff has. And with 3:43 left to play, we now have an opportunity, if we want to take it, to run some time off the clock and make sure that it is indeed going to be barbecue chicken. 1st and 10, going to keep this ball on the ground. It's Givens again, who gets a nice carry up the gut. That's going to go for a gain of 7. Florida choosing not to use their timeouts as of right now. So we'll see if that will remain, as Givens will pick up yet another 1st down. And now we'll go ahead and see Florida begin to utilize their timeouts, as the hope is fading for the Gators. And as for us, thinking one more 1st down will do the trick here, as Givens, does he reach the 1st down marker? No, he does not. We're going to be 1 inch short. But that might be better for us, though, as 3rd and inches. We can pick up this 1st down. It's going to be over. As, interesting enough, Maurice Royal sets up a play action here. And now we'll see if the bold strategy will work for him. And sure enough, it does. Sean Albert picks up the 1st down, but there's a catch. There's a flag on the field, and it's going to be clipping, and they're going to call it on Bill Olsen, one of our offensive linemen. So this game could have been over by now, but instead, 3rd and 8, we're going to run it back with a 4-wide set. Royal dumps it off to Nick Andrews so that we can make sure some time still runs off the clock. And while we do have to go ahead and settle for a field goal, we get enough time off the clock where we take care of business, and we finally done it. 7 seasons of this series, we've had some close calls. I thought we were going to make it to national championship once or twice with USF. We were screwed over, a couple of times when we had those freezing issues, but it looks like that's not going to happen anymore. And our national championship ticket is going to be punched officially, and we will be going dancing and figuring out who we play in that national championship game. But a huge win for us. 48-31 was the final score, and we get to harvest that SEC championship trophy. So how about an exciting SEC championship that really, it tested us. It tested our mettle a little bit. I mean, Florida was within 1 touchdown in the 4th quarter, right? But we stayed resilient as a team. We found a way to win, driven heavily, not only by the fact that we had more total offense in general, but we won the turnover battle in a huge way. We only turned the ball over 1 time, whereas Florida, we forced 4 turnovers on the Florida Gators. So our defense, even though they gave up a lot of points and a lot of yards, they came through, man. They came through and made sure that we ended up coming out on top. And that is going to punch our ticket into the national championship. Now, Maurice Royal in this one, I mean, that brother was dealing today, man. 27 for 38, 389 yards, 3 touchdowns. Did have that 1 interception and 3 sacks, but other than that, he was extremely efficient with what he was trying to do. For the ground game, Jeremy Givens did end up coming through with 23 carries, 421 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Maurice Royal did also end up finding the end zone as well, but he also had negative yards today. So there's that to go with the pocket passer from Oklahoma. Now for the receivers, it was Jeremy Tate's day today. 10 catches, 147 yards, a touchdown to go with it. He was almost impossible to stop today. Nick Andrews also really stepped up in a big way. His first ever 100-yard game, at least while being around us, ends up with 6 catches and 104 yards. Then we got Aaron Atkins, 3 catches for 8 yards and a touchdown, as well as Jeremy Givens finding the end zone through the air. Now, like I said, our defense did give up quite a few points in this game, but we got to realize that we did go up against a team that is number 3 in the country, and I mean, ratings-wise, they were very similar to us, right? So, had that going, but hey, I liked how the defense played. The intensity was certainly there. I loved the effort, and it was a fun game to play, So, Sean Hall did lead the team in tackles today. He ended up with 8 tackles total, with guys like Eric Gunn, Matt Berg, and Cedric Bailey with 6 tackles apiece. Also got to the quarterback a few times today. James McGee actually getting a sack. I believe that's one of our backups, the backup to Marcus Johnson, who also got a sack as well. Same thing with Matt Berg. But the big story of the day, though, was the ability to get turnovers. Nick Alexander got a turnover. Matt Mays had a turnover, I believe, second drive of the game that gave us an early 10-0 lead. And then Matt Ratliff had a turnover in the 4th quarter, able to turn that interception and help bring some points for us. Not to mention, we did also have Matt Mays get a forced fumble as well. Matt Mays was all over this field today. 4 tackles, TFL to go with it. And then fumble recovery, saw Cedric Bailey get that fumble recovery, man. If he didn't fall on it and scooped it up, I'm really sure that he would have ended up with a touchdown, or at least a defensive touchdown for our guys. But great win today for our guys, and only thing left to do now is find out who we're playing in the national championship, since we know that ticket is going to be punched. So there it is, boys. We got ourselves another SEC championship in the trophy case, man. I am so pumped that we are bringing it home, man. So that concludes the regular season as well as the SEC championship. We're 13-0. Taking a quick look at what's going on in the rest of college football. This is what we're looking at right now. We know it's not going to be Florida because Florida did just lose to us in the the SEC championship. So it comes down to a few schools. Could be either Cal, could be either Ohio State, I would imagine, or USC. One of those 3 teams we are going to go up against in the national championship game. So we're going to find out next episode, because next episode we will be having the custom recruit special. Going to be looking at your guys' prospects at the collegiate level. See how they're doing in other conference championship games as well as other bowl games as well to go with that. And of course, we will take a look at some recently signed high school prospect, for those of you that did get a prospect here in year number 7 It's going to be a good one, man, and I'm going to be really excited for it, you know, getting to take a deeper dive into your guys that are at the high school and college level, and of course, finding out who we are facing in the national championship game. I think that's pretty important as well. But with that being said, this is John Shake Gaming on the mic signing off, but I'm hoping you're all out there having a good one. Take care, everybody.